Succulents. Today I'm talking about lazy plants or plants for lazy girls. I get a lot of compliments on my garden, and a lot of people ask me how I have chosen to plant them and why I've done what I've done, because they'll see it on Facebook or my mom posts them a lot. So what I originally did is I really wanted a garden because everything there was just sort of dead space, and I decided that I wanted a nice little garden so I wasn't just looking at weeds all day. However, throughout my lifespan, I have not been able to plant or grow anything. Now, 2 years later, I have this whole garden full of plants that just look wonderful. And what I've done is I looked up plants for lazy girls, and these are some of what it came up with, is the succulents, which I absolutely loved anyway. So first we'll talk a little bit about bed number one. I sort of have named them in my head so that I know what I'm doing for the video. So anyway, bed number one is in the wheelbarrow. If you look, you'll see I got a lot of pokey guys, actual cactuses. I know there's a ton of different kinds out there. As far as my little home collection, I call them the pokey guys. They were a literal pain to plant, but I planted them 2 years ago. I have some, they're ground cover guys. Mine are red right now because they're supposed to be planted in the shade fully, but I planted mine in the sun, assuming succulents, cactuses, they can all go in the sun, and I put them in the shade. No, I put them in the sun, and then a lot of them started to sort of die down, but this guy has done better, but he was in partially shade for some of the day. I also have aloe and some other plants. Again, I don't know what they're called, but they're all doing great. I didn't weed the beds. I barely do, so I just took pictures as is so that everybody could kind of see like what it's like to not really have to take care of your garden if you set it up right in the first place, and I somewhat did that. So I think that's the overall of bed one. Bed number two has that ground cover guy I was talking about earlier, and they're not doing as good. I think partially last winter plus full sunlight, they don't like as much. But in the back, starting to flower, those are my favorite. I don't know what they're called. We call them the blue guys. They have taken off. This is about 2 years of growth, and they look gorgeous. They've taken over half my bed, so I haven't done anything to them. They have flowered. This is their second time that they're starting to flower, which I did not know succulents and cactuses did really. But they started out just one little stalk that my mother-in-law just cut off for me, and I poked a hole in the ground and made sure they had water, and that was it. And I watered them maybe once a week. Real simple. My ones that have needed a little more attention are my jade. My jade is one of my favorites because I want it to be a giant succulent tree, and I'm hoping that it goes well being a giant succulent tree. I've had to pick up black leaves every now and then to make sure that everywhere gets sufficient water, and my plant isn't trying to heal things that are just gross and dying. And that's all I've done. So that's been great. And they've been growing beautifully and a wonderful green. And when they bloom, they get lovely little puff balls of pink. So that's that. Then bed number 3 is mostly hens and chicks, or what I have been told is called hens and chicks. And when I originally bought it, they came in a 6-pack, and so I planted them all around my bed. And this is 2 years later, and they've just gone everywhere, and they don't leave room for weeds, which is wonderful. Again, very little water, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I have my aloe. I think it's aloe vera, but it's kind of small. This is what it looks like when you don't do anything with it. And I was gonna separate them and spread them out and do other things, but I think they're kind of beautiful this way. Just kind of all messy. So I'm leaving it as is and just gonna let them get as big as they want to. Bed number 3 is one of my favorites right now because it has chocolate fingers in the middle, which is related to the blue guys, I think. And I had to get it because the name is cute and wonderful. And it does look like chocolate fingers, or like little witch fingers. Yeah, so they're super cute. So we planted them, and I planted them in May, and it's August now. So when I got it, it was about half the size. They're like in full sun, and when I first planted them, I planted them like once a week. They are on automatic watering right now, so that does help the laziness factor. That's succulents or plants for lazy girls. If you have any questions or comments, comment down below. Like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this or other crafty videos I'll probably be doing later. Have a great day. Bye.